In this video, I'm going to walk through a SaaS landing page and waitlist that I created in V0 with help from Copy and Manus in a project that we'd created for a new AI-driven SaaS product that we're building. And then we're also going to plan forward on technical architecture and kind of strategy decisions on building this application, the first couple of iterations of it in Claude Code. We're going to be using a combination of Manus and regular Claude, to create kind of a CTO AI agent for us to plan out exactly how we build this. Hey, I'm Craig Hewitt. Welcome back to 100 Days of AI. If you didn't catch yesterday's video, the short version is for 84 days, we did kind of random tutorials and walkthroughs and lists and tips and things like that. And that was fine and that was cool. But what I think you all really want, and what I really want to build, is a real life application of AI and technology in the real world. And this is inspired by my favorite YouTube channel, which is called Wild Homestead. And it's this guy in Northern Ontario, Canada, who's building a log cabin and kind of a homestead off-grid. There's a bunch of these, but I just love this guy's kind of journey. Like, it's the hero's journey, if you will. I want this guy to win. I want to see what he's doing every Saturday morning, 6 a.m. I wake up, I brew a big old thing of coffee and the dog and I sit down and we watch this. And that's what I want to make for you, is a sequential real life version of building a SaaS application and building a business with AI. And so that's what we're doing here. What we did yesterday, to just jump into it, is we had a Manus project where we talked through an idea and we settled on what we're calling LinkBerry. You can check it out here at linkberry.ai. And LinkBerry is an AI writing tool for LinkedIn that is really incredible, very authentic, very genuine, and sounds just like you. I think the problem with a lot of AI content, and the thing we're railing against, is it's lame, it's boring, it's boilerplate, it all sounds the same. This is going to be actually you. So we're going to do voice recordings. It's going to prompt you kind of like an AI interviewer for insights and questions and things that you want to talk about. It's going to take that and create a week's worth of LinkedIn content for you. So this is for executives, thought leaders, people who would normally hire a ghostwriter or an agency, but they don't want to do that. They don't want to abdicate all of the responsibility of writing. They want it to come from them. They want to have a little bit of control. And they probably don't want to spend like $5,000 a month on an agency or a ghostwriter. And so we're going to do this. We're going to charge $100 a month to start with. Okay. So linkberry.ai, check it out. Sign up for the waitlist if you'd like. It's going to be incredible. So what we did yesterday is build out the landing page and pick a name. That was the big one. Picking a name was kind of hard, but we settled on linkberry.ai and we built the landing page in V0. V0 is a kind of AI landing page builder or website builder from the folks behind Vercel and Next.js. I think that's all the same folks. And what we did here, just to walk through the whole kind of series of prompts, is we had an initial prompt that was, oh, by the way, if you want to see in this kind of new series of building a business from scratch with AI, we're having overview videos like this, walk through exactly kind of what happened the day before and plan through and work a little bit ahead for the next day. And then I'm recording a raw, unedited, working video where I sit down and actually do the work with AI. It's linked in the description below, where we actually go build the tool. So you can check that out if you want. So there's 2 videos a day now. One is just an overview, and the other is me actually doing the work. Okay, so this is the work that we did, creating an ASS landing page, exactly kind of the idea and the persona that I just said. It goes away and does it. It's using Supabase on the back end to create the database. And so we can see here we have a few people, me testing, that is the database. So that's cool. So the landing page, is built, and we went through a couple of iterations of this. So first of all, it had a section in here with a bunch of quotes from users. I was like, we don't have any users, take that away. Just create regular quotes, and I'll get to this part later. And then I uploaded a brief that we had from Manus on kind of what this whole project is actually about. Let me go find. So in Manus, you have a list of all tasks. So this is basically the essence of the tool that we're building. Manus wanted to call this brand of one. I told it what the name was going to be later. But this is kind of like, hey, this is the ethos of what this is. This is like a brand statement, maybe. And so I fed this into V0 after it had its initial version. So I let V0 create its initial version just based on the prompt that I gave. And then I fed it in the entire brief, and it had suggested improvements. And I didn't like some of them. And so I just picked the ones that I wanted to include. And it went away and created basically this final version here. And I'll walk through the whole final version in a minute. It did go too far in like it thought I wanted to talk about like using LinkedIn as a teaching tool. It's not exactly right. So it upgraded the hero messaging. And then I had Manus rewrite the hero section, and I popped that back into V0. And so we deployed it. So when we picked a name, LinkBerry is the name, linkberry.ai. And this is the page that we have as of today. So LinkedIn content that sounds like you, stop the AI slop, stop the humble brags. LinkBerry interviews you to capture real experiences, opinions, and perspectives, then help you share authentic content that's unmistakably yours. Opt in here. LinkedIn has become insufferable. I really love this. Like, since we don't have any customers, these are kind of like sarcastic, kind of funny quotes, talking about why LinkedIn is kind of terrible. I think it's one of the big opportunities we have is LinkedIn has gotten just full of slop and people selling stuff to each other. And we're hoping that with creating really genuine content with the help of AI, we can break through some of that. I think it's a really big opportunity for anybody these days. We have a manifesto, kind of what we're all about and what we stand for. Radically anti-AI, which is ironic because it's AI. But I think the goal here is like we talked yesterday about it being a tool, AI being a tool, and it is. And so how it works, so we'll interview you, get your voice. This is going to help in two ways. One is just an ability for you to create a bunch of context for the tool, but it also hears your words. And so we're going to use both of those. So we're going to parse it, get topics and ideas to write on, and then we're also going to have the LLM train on your voice so that the writing sounds more like your voice. Cool. And then create fresh content. And this fresh concept here is going to be a theme as we go, LinkBerry, organic, fresh content, get the, vegetable kind of vibe. Okay. And then this is for you. If you have real experiences and strong opinions, you want to stand out, you want to teach and not promote yourself, willing to be polarizing and have stories and experiences that make you unique. It's not you if you're lame and boring. Cool. And then sign up for an email. One thing I did additionally after the working session yesterday is had V0 create boilerplate privacy and terms of service, which is pretty incredible. Like it was literally one prompt. So had a bit of trouble connecting the database. And then the one thing I did that is not in the work through video yesterday, I did this just on the couch actually in the evening, is connected with ConvertKit. So I use ConvertKit for my email. So when you sign up here, this will get piped over to my ConvertKit and we'll build a workflow to nurture folks on the waitlist and send them emails as to progress and what we're building. So I did that. That all worked good. And then asked it to create boilerplate terms and privacy, which is in the footer here. Okay, and that's where we are as of today. So picked a name, built a landing page, deployed it, linkberry.ai if you want to check it out. And now it's time to start building. And so I had Manus help me with kind of the tech strategy and the plan for building. And so my prompt was this: what tech stack would you recommend for this app? I don't need a whole PRD, but just general recommendations. PRD's project requirements document. This is the thing we're going to build today with Claude. And what we're going to do is take the whole kind of landing page concept, some of the documents that Manus built for us, and these recommendations, stick this in Claude, give it a really robust prompt because this is really, really important. And this is going to tell us what and how to build it. But the short version is it's going to be Next.js, front end, back end. So it's going to be a JavaScript app, Shad CN, which I see a lot, which is cool, Tailwind, Postgres, and Supabase. So cool, pretty standard. I know a little bit of Python, so I probably would have preferred to build in Python, but I do think that Claude Code is better at JavaScript apps, Node, Next.js. So it gave me a breakdown of cost here. So $500 a month for 1,000 users, which is pretty cheap, which is cool, and kind of how it would suggest building this. Okay, so that's where we are as of right now. Okay, so going forward, let's open up Claude and we're going to input a bunch of this context and ask it for a specific set of instructions and a timeline on how we build this thing. So I'm going to use Super Whisper on my computer to enter a really robust prompt, and then I'm going to feed it a bunch of context. You know what? Actually, I'm going to create a project for this. I don't know why I want a project for this. I just want things to live in this place at least, and we might have a bunch of context that, we'll put a bunch of context in here as files. That makes sense. That's what I would suggest you do. So project is just a way to infuse a bunch of context into a prompt. And if I'm going to come back to this over and over, I want that context to persist. And so a project is a good place to put it. So let's do this. Let's create another Claude prompt and get a system prompt for a project. Role is a expert prompt engineer. Task is to create a system prompt for a Claude project. This Claude project will act as a virtual CTO for me as I build a new SaaS application. This project and their CTO role will help advise me on technical and architectural decisions as I'm building this application. It will be a Next.js app with SUPA base and Postgres. I will be using Claude Code extensively to build the technical parts of this application. Please create a system prompt for me, and I will provide additional context and guidance in the project documents. Cool. Okay, so this is going to go create a system prompt for me. And while it does it, we'll download all of this. So this is the technical requirements that Manus created for us. That's cool. And then let's look through all the other brand strategy. Yeah, that could be interesting to put in there. Download. Cool. Downloads as a markdown file. And then the one that I want to mock interview content engine. I think that's also, and the brand of one. Let's see this one. Okay, so that's everything from Manus. Let's go plop that into this project. Upload these files. Okay, so uploading files in a Claude project just provides a lot of context. We're just scratching the surface here. This is like 1%. And then let's come back over to Claude and copy this system prompt to make this project our virtual CTO. Okay, great. So that's all good. So we have some context in the files here. We have a really good system prompt. We're just trusting that Claude did a good job. And so now we're going to say, hey, I want to start building this. Give me a game plan on how to do this. I'm building a SaaS application called LinkBerry. There is a bunch of context in the files associated with this project. As I'm beginning to build this out with Claude Code, I would like you to give me a detailed roadmap of how and in what order I should build this project. I have 1 hour each day with Claude Code to build this, and so break the chunks up in sizes that you think would be reasonable to build in an hour. Actually, we'll just scratch that. Ask me any clarifying questions before you begin. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm just going to remove this part because I don't think we need to include that, because if I don't get through a thing, I can just release an agent probably on it and it will largely be done. Okay, so just to recap while this is working. Manus for a bunch of ideation on kind of the thing that we wanted to build. If you want to see that, go through the video from yesterday. Created a brand, created a landing page that's live, and have a bunch of context from Manus. By the way, Manus, this is exactly what Manus is great at, is I'm doing a thing for the first time. I need your help because it's just a really robust tool. Once that happens, I want to move into something like Claude because I can persist a bunch of context into a project. Clarifying questions. This is great. Yep, I've done all that. Lots of questions. Great. Okay. Great questions. Yes, the project is brand new. I have purchased the LinkBerry.ai domain and a landing page is live using Vercel. I am starting from scratch. I don't have any code written for this yet, so we're starting from scratch. For day one, the minimum viable product requirements are user authentication, text-based interview engine, audio interview using Whisper, like you recommend, voice profile training, content generation, and a dashboard. Payment and subscription is not absolutely necessary because we'll use early access to do this. I can just send people a Stripe payment link on the side. We'll be using Stripe, and I want you to consider that we'll just link people out to the Stripe billing dashboard. We don't need to build this into the billing dashboard inside of LinkBerry. We will not have performance analytics on day one, and strategic engagement suggestions can definitely be part of V2. Okay, I'm gonna just pause and just give that a bit of structure just to say like, hey, this is 1 and this is 2. But the waitlist page is already live. Paid tiers will come once we believe the project has enough value to charge for. It'll be $100 a month. Timeline, I would like to build an MVP as quickly as possible. 10 days would be ideal. I can live with 14 or longer. I'm going to be building solo with Claude Code. I'll have at least an hour a day, but we'll use Claude Code agents to build while I'm not available. I don't have an open AI budget. I don't have wireframes. I'll use ShadCN components for everything. Visual identity, yeah, I want it to look like Pinkberry, so pink and green, which I think will be funny. That's it. All right, so Claude had a bunch of context, asked me clarifying questions, which I think is really good. So now it's going to go away and create a detailed technical implementation plan for me, and we'll rock. Okay, so foundation, project, core infrastructure, great. I don't need this much. That's okay. That's okay. So what we're going to do, this is way too much content, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we'll just copy all of this. We'll fire up Claude Code and we'll feed all of this into Claude Code as a plan.md file, and Claude Code should be able to just rock. Okay. So we're going to stop here for the day. If you want to see the actual build of implementing this plan inside Claude Code, links in the description below for the raw, unfiltered working session. It's going to be probably 45 minutes long. And I hope you enjoy. If you're enjoying this, I have to say, this is a big risk for me. I don't really know how this will go over, if this kind of format is what y'all want. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really energized by it. I hope you can tell. If you are enjoying this, please leave a comment below and just say, hey, Craig, this is cool. If you don't think this is cool, leave that comment too. But maybe more importantly, if you think this is cool and inspiring for someone else, like share it with them so they can benefit from it. Going back to the channel that I love, that kind of inspired this, it was recommended to me by a friend. And that's the only way I kind of got onto it. And so if this is fun and entertaining and interesting and educational for you, maybe share it with somebody who you think would benefit from it as well.